For many people, pets become treasured members of the family, so when they are lost, or they any reason long distance, it can be extremely stressful as tragic endings are common. However, in some cases, the will of the lost animal to return to its family is too strong to give up, and against all odds, when these animals meet their owners after long time. Call it luck, determination, the power of love, or a mix of all three. Here are top 10 animals meet their owners after long time, truly heartwarming moments. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. Woman and rescued lions. This is the heartwarming moment. Two rescued lions went crazy when they came face to face with the woman who helped to raise them. Malkia and Adele were rejected by their mother when they were cubs and were handed over to a big cat rescue center in Slovakia. Their parents had been used in circuses across the Eastern European province. If there's a woman who had adopted two lion cubs but had to get rid of them at our local sea, basically 7 years later she goes to meet them again. They even wrap their paws around her neck and squeeze her in a gigantic display of affection. And they remember her, so 7 years from being a cub to a full adult is quite heartwarming to watch. Who you wouldn't think they'd actually remember her, but you actually can see that they do, and they are very happy to see her again. A dog reunited with owner. A dog was overcome with excitement when it realized a man who first seemed to be a stranger was really its long-lost owner. In a heartwarming clip from an unknown time and place, a man can be seen positioned on the ground outside as he signals the pup to come here with his finger. When the dog slowly approaches him, he pauses for a moment to sniff out the man, but as it looks and enters closer, is sent into a frenzy. The dog begins smothering him with kisses as it plops its paws on top of his shoulders and finally rolls over on the ground to play like old times. Not before long, the hound is shown hopping up again to happily attack its best friend as it barks loudly. The man and his dog had been separated for at least 3 years prior to their meeting, while details on the circumstances were not specified. Cats meet his owner. These Philip's cat who met their owner after a long time, so the owner must have been away for a long period of time from the cars, and he went down an alleyway and basically starts speaking. And they enter, you recognize his voice, and come straight up to him. Damien reunites with gorilla. Damien Aspinall, a millionaire entrepreneur and conservationist, travels to the African country of Gabon in the hope of reuniting with Quibi, a 10-year-old male gorilla. Quibi was born in Damien's wildlife park in rural England, but was released to the wild along with 6 other young gorillas. Damien had not seen the pair for 3 or 4 years. Tansy had not seen them for 12 years, not since she was a young girl. What happens when the animals recognize her is truly remarkable. The gorilla gurgled a warm welcome and the moment they approach her is so touching. Damien says he felt such love from them, and it's so evident in what was filmed. Aspinall had a similar heartfelt reunion with Quibi, a gorilla he had not seen in 5 years. Their encounter is so beautiful, and you can watch it here. Owner reunited with beloved pony horse. A horse and its owner have been brought back together 20 years after they first met after a chance visit to an animal charity. Naomi Baskerville first met Shetland pony John Willie Parker at a local riding school when she was just 6 years old. 2 years later she took him as her own and visited him as often as she could after keeping him in a field by her home in Stafford. But by 14-year-old, she was outgrowing him, and schoolwork got in the way of visiting, so she decided to give him to a younger girl, who kept him at a nearby riding school. During that time Naomi said she was left heartbroken, and regretted giving up John Willie, believing she had made a terrible mistake. During a chance visit to the charity over 12 years later she was stunned to see a picture of John Willie on a poster at the center. He had been rehomed in Scotland, but months later the owners gave him back to the Blue Cross, prompting them to give Naomi a call. Delighted Naomi said she didn't think twice about taking him back, and she has now been reunited with her childhood pet. Dog meet his owner. On this video, Super Dog going crazy after singing owned up to 3 years. So freezes a very long time to be separate from an animal. So it's really nice to finally meet him again. Anyway, this dog finds its own. At one point, the dog and his owner stare at each other for a moment, as if they can't believe their own eyes. Then the dog leaps into his owner's arms and cries out in delight, and, understandably, doesn't want to let go. After all, from the pooch's perspective, 3 years apart was actually over 2 decades in dog years. Even though the video isn't exactly new, it went online back in June. It's easy to see why it continues to go viral. It's another great example of an animal's ability to feel all the feels. Emotional reunion with chimpanzees. She helped rescue them from the cages of a research laboratory 25 years ago and taught them how to live in the world. Now animal behaviorist Linda Kobner has received all the thanks she needed from the animals she hasn't seen for all those years. A welcome back hug. Kobner, who founded the non-profit chimpanzee sanctuary Chimp Haven in Louisiana, spent 4 years teaching the chimps how to be wild in southern Florida after they were released from the hepatitis research lab where they lived. She then returned to the enclosure and was greeted with open arms by the chimps, which was captured on camera. In the footage, Kobner takes a boat over a small body of water to where the chimps live. As she nears the other side, a chimp comes to greet her. Kobner is overcome with tears as the two chimps lovingly embrace her. Deaf dog overwhelmed by soldier owner return. A 13-year-old golden retriever was so excited to be reunited with her soldier owner after 3 months that the dog seemed to cry. Army Private Hannah Foraker had never been away from home before until she left for basic training for 3 months. When she came home to Cleveland for a visit, her elderly golden retriever, Buddy, seemed to be the most excited. For the 2 weeks that Foraker was home, Buddy followed her everywhere she went, and her family believes that Buddy's newfound energy resulted from her being with Foraker. Buddy suffers from arthritis and is mostly deaf. So Foraker worries that each time she sees her might be the last. Men reunites with the lion. This video is to do with a lion who seizures have a dry father after 7 years. So, in this video, as you can see, it lined in an enclosure and a man walked up the enclosure, and the lion comes running straight up to the man and hugs him. So this is actually the lion 5 out of 7 years. So, it's really cute what a lion remembers its owner after 7 years. 7 years at a very long time. You can see him jump up, cuddle him and take it to the floor. So it's really nice to watch.
Oye, te equivocaste, no es que aras volando, ¿no? Chíngalo, siéntate. Chíngalo, siéntate. La pelota.
If you like my video, don't forget like and subscribe my channel. Let us comments below.